dealing with unfamiliar situations. So sometimes I'm in the mood to be exposed to new things and I'm craving it and I want to do new things and just be, I guess, stimulated in that way. But there's other times where I want familiarity. That tends to be more when I've got a lot going on in my life. So if I've got any transitions going on, any major changes, any life events, any of those sort of things can make me crave familiarity. And that's how I tend to cope with things. So when I go into a new environment, I always try to focus on what's familiar to me, because it's so easy for me to walk into a new situation and just be flooded and overwhelmed by everything going on. So what I do is I focus on, even if it's one thing is enough to ground me in my thoughts to help me cope with the situation. So for example, today, I actually went to one of my autism group meetings where we went bowling. It was amazing. I had a really good time. What was strange for me is when I went to this group, some of the friends that I normally hang out with and spend the most time with weren't actually going. Now, for some people, and sometimes for me, that can be enough to sort of throw you off a little bit. But what I did was I focused on the fact that a lot of the people there were very familiar to me, and it just eased me into it. So I didn't focus on the fact that I'd never been to this bowling alley before, the fact it was new, the fact it was noisy, lots going on, lights, sounds. If I focused on all that, it would have felt so overwhelming. So what I did my best to do, and to help ground me, was I just focused on the people around me and chatting to everyone. Well, it makes it sound like I'm really sociable and I was chatting to everyone loads. I do have my moments where I'm quite quiet, but that's what's great about being around other people with autism. It's just being in that space, in that environment where I can be quiet for a bit and no one's going to judge me. And then I can be really chatty 10 minutes later and I'm not judged. And it's just great how other people with autism are just so understanding. I found growing up that if I was quiet for a minute and then I became chatty and animated, especially when you're a teenager and child, people would sort of go, well, why are you talking now? You were quiet a few minutes ago. So I guess it's just people not understanding. Back then I didn't have an autism diagnosis, so even I didn't understand. But I think just exposing myself to situations where I get a combination of, I guess, just kind of neurotypical environments. I don't really like that word, but I'll use it for this explanation. And then also other people with autism, like having that kind of mixing with different people with different backgrounds, different abilities, and just different everything. Like, I just love being around different people and cultures and just learning new things and having those conversations and those engagements with people. It's just really fantastic. So yeah, I'm really buzzing because, as most of you know by now, autism is like a super special interest for me. So being around other people with autism, especially when you connect with people or you have a conversation and you just click and you're like, oh, me too. It's just so nice to have those connections with other people and just realise that I've gone all this way in my life kind of thinking I don't fit in with things, and then click, you fit in. Obviously, before my autism diagnosis and before I found this group, obviously people like my husband and other friends and family, they were so super accepting of me and who I am, and I'm just grateful for that because they accepted me before the diagnosis. So yeah, I've just got such a supportive group of friends and family, and it's just amazing. So that's me for today. I'm currently sat in a car with the windows up, and it is boiling. I've only got the windows up because the sound will interfere on the camera, so I'm gonna have to cut this here because I am so warm, and we've only got more weather next week, so let's hope I manage with that okay. I'm sure most of you can relate. Dealing with hot weather, especially in the UK, is never fun. So yeah, need to get the windows open, so I shall go for now. But I want to thank you everyone for your amazing continued support. The followers are just growing and growing, and it's really amazing, and it's just making me really happy that I'm obviously connecting with you guys, and it's nice when some of you have reached out and spoke to me as well. So yeah, thank you so much for the support, and that's me done for now. I need to get some air in this car, so bye for now.